In the early 1980s, a Minneapolis midnight is shattered by a phone call. A veteran dispatcher answers, the air thick with the hum of fluorescent lights and stale coffee. On the other end of the 911 line, a man's voice, fragile as cracked glass, whispers an apology. He sobs out directions to a crime scene. Then there's a breathy silence and the dead tone of a hung-up phone. This wouldn't be the last time. Across the Twin Cities, the same caller would phone again after each new attack, his voice choked with remorse, begging the police to find him before he could strike again. He was a phantom who left clues in his own wake, a ghost in the machine, steering investigators to his victims. The recordings were soon aired on the evening news, and an entire city heard the guilt in every syllable. It posed an impossible question. How do you hunt a man who is begging to be caught? For investigators, a pattern began to emerge from the static. The hitching sob, the repeated plea, "I can't stop myself." His sorrow became their signal. The public gave him a name that stuck, the Weepy-Voiced Killer. The audio was simply unforgettable. Even today, as those clips circulate online, the calls still possess a chilling power, a reminder that a trembling voice can be both a confession and a disguise. The raw tapes remain among the most disturbing artifacts in modern true crime history. In a cramped squad room, detectives lean over a wall map, its surface dotted with red pins near bus routes phones. They replay each call, listening not just to the words, but to the spaces in between. A pattern formed. He called quickly after the attack. He always said he was sorry, and he was always close enough to hear the approaching sirens. The timing narrowed the search, the phrasing confirmed their suspicions, and the locations of the calls began to draw a circle around their suspect. The breakthrough came when a victim fought back, leaving her attacker wounded and bleeding. In his panic, he made a fatal mistake. He called for medical help, his voice carrying that same unsteady tone, that same signature guilt. Voice analysts went to work, comparing the unique architecture of his speech, the shape of his vowels, the pace of his words. The call for an ambulance was a perfect match to the killer's earlier confessions. That match led them to a name, then to a door, and finally to a conviction. His pleas for help were never a cry for mercy. They were a performance, a confession worn as a mask to buy him more time. Today, this case stands as a landmark in the study of voice as evidence. Dispatchers are now trained to hear the subtle tells of dominance and dread. Analysts flag abrupt apologies and the cadence of pauses. Because behind every emergency call, the way something is said can be more revealing than the words themselves. And the creepiest fact endures. Sometimes the voice pleading for help is the one you should fear the most.